Oh,
welcome back to Figures Not Included.
we're back again.
Back.
Can't keep us down, right, Michael?
I mean, we were away for a day. We're doing a special Tuesday drop.
Yeah.
Included, but
I wonder why. I wonder who held us up a little.
It wasn't me.
Like
Shaggy once said it wasn't me.
Not the same person that always holds us back.
I had an excuse. I had a doctor's note. So
Yep.
And then
Had to get that gruntle checked out.
I mean, it's pretty rough, After Comic-Con, just like it's all like torn up, blazing down.
That's what happens. That's what happens. Good
You
thing
don't
you had
think
those
you're
caterpillar underwear. If not,
I mean, caterpillar underwear has saved my life. Really, it made me a new man.
Tucker said that. He's like, if it wasn't for these underwear,
I
it would have been game over for you.
My whole lower half would have just exploded, just burned and bloody everywhere. But yeah, we're still waiting for sponsorship, Caterpillar. So I love your underwear. I love what you do.
Get that sponsorship.
We're trying. We'll get there one day. Caterpillar will hear us, like listen to our voices and accept us.
Episode 23, Michael.
What's that?
Episode 23.
Episode 23, man. We are
closing in.
We're
on
closing
on that 25.
Oh, the big 25. That's when you can rent a car. And that's when you can go live on a podcast too.
I think that's what they said.
They're
you're
too
infantile.
I know. I remember we rented, or like the one time I remember like a rental car was when I went with you and Oscar from Florida to New Jersey.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, guys, I'm ready. I didn't help at all to load the truck, by the way.
No, you were suffering from some disease then too.
I caught something real bad. And then you guys threw me in the back of the truck.
We didn't want to catch whatever you had. So we're like, Mikey, why don't you rest in the back for a little while? We just drove around. The mattress kept sliding around. We just heard you bonking
around. My body was ping-ponging on the walls.
You were so delirious and high from whatever you had that I don't even think you realized.
I think I died for technically 2 hours.
Yeah, you were not doing well that day. But we made it. You made it. And now look at us. We're here.
We're here. And guess who else made it? This gentleman. I'm going to call him a gentleman. We don't get a lot of gentlemen on this show. And neither of us are real gentlemen. We're just a bunch of...
Speak for yourself, Michael. I'm a learned doctor.
I'm sure you are. Yeah. You are a learned doctor. But yeah, so this man, wonderful man, known him for a while, and we actually got to I think we bonded. We made a special bond at Comic-Con. Not that kind of bond that you don't talk about, but
you love bonding.
And they call me James Bond. I love the bond, like a golden bond or something. What's the
gold bond?
Gold bond. That's the one. Yeah,
that's what you like to rub on people.
Slap it on my friends, and that's how we connect. So I don't know. I'm talking about slathering. Let's just bring him on because I can't wait to talk to him. So cool. The fallen Fett himself, Ernie. What is up, my man?
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. Sorry, I was a little bit late. I was applying that gold bond that Mikey had gave me.
Oh, I gave it to you, right?
Yeah, make sure you get it in all the crevices and everything.
Well lathered.
Yeah, you have to be.
Like 1/3 of the tube is I used most of it already. So
yeah. And wash your hands after because that taste sticks around for a while.
It does.
Yeah, it does get around.
It does.
Well, awesome, man. Thanks for joining the show. So excited to have you. I was telling Ed that, I've obviously talked to you before and we've gotten along, but Comic-Con was really special. I think what really sold it for me, it was oh, this guy's the guy. Was at the Hasbro breakfast. You were the first one to put on this Spider-Man mask, and
yes,
sold the hell out of it, dude. It looked so good on you.
Yeah, it was so light I couldn't even feel it on my face.
But you were so excited. Like, oh man, it's so fun to hang out with Ernie. So then from there, we just had such a great time.
Oh yeah, man! It always feels like we've known each other forever. We've had our different chats throughout the years, or I've hopped in with a live for you and talked before and like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
Comic Con was really there for everybody, right? This year was just a different feeling and that bonding moment, like you're talking about. It was a lot of fun. It felt like the old days where you just got to hang with friends and
Mm.
really make it special. And so I was happy you were there, and we did have those chances to hang out. And yeah, man, the breakfast is always cool, right? Yeah. So Dan said throw this on, and I was like, oh heck yes,
Yeah.
let's do this. Yeah.
I know. And breakfast is so much better with toys too. You know.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that stems back from when we used to buy those cereals just for the toy in it. You didn't even care, how crappy the cereal tasted. You just wanted that toy inside the box.
Ed, do you know how mad I was just recently because there was a Fantastic Four box on the shelf, and it said it came with a decoder.
Oh,
And so and I was like, oh my god, this is great. I bought it, made sure the wife hurried up and ate it all, and I'm like shaking the box and everything. I was like, where the heck is my decoder? And I was like, dude, I got Jip, no decoder.
oh
And she
no.
turns around and she's like, babe, you're not gonna have that anymore. And I'm like, what? And it was like on the back of the box, like
Aw.
already written and everything.
Oh
And I was like,
no.
They do.
Yeah.
They do
Yeah.
show the nostalgia.
I think the best last cereal item we had was probably the Star Wars Saber spoons.
Yeah,
If
I
I
was gonna say, I
remember
think
right.
that's the last thing I remember pulling out of out
Yeah,
of a cereal box. It was so much fun. There was
What
so much
cereal?
wasted cereal, but you got so many fun
it
things.
was General Mills, all different General Mills, and they were like, I'd say yay big, and the handle was the saber, and then you had a little clear spoon attached to it.
Oh, I don't
Now
remember
maybe I
that one.
shouldn't have washed them because they lit up and those batteries, but it made your crunch
No,
berries a little bit more flavorful.
I'm sure
they
it
were.
did.
Everything tastes better out of a lightsaber. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like the last one. I mean, but yeah, we grew up in times of giveaways and stuff. They also
No.
had the sweet Obi-Wan Kenobi from potato chips, and
Mm.
Kellogg's had the mail away Han Solo in Stormtrooper gear. That
I
one
mean,
was a tough one to get.
yeah, it was so much fun, and that made collecting really fun as kids. You wanted to get all those, cereal boxes or box tops or whatever else they wanted you to collect, the little points on the back of the toys, just so you can mail
Yes.
away and get that special item. And yeah, that stuff doesn't exist anymore, and it's sad. I think a company should bring that back because that was such a fun part of our childhood, and it's so sad to see our kids growing up without that kind of fun stuff. And I
Right.
get it, it's like it is kind of gimmicky. You are selling a bunch of cereal, not even based on what's in it, but just because of what you can market it with. But hey, that was the fun of it.
Yeah, I love the mail away points. It made you
Yeah,
look forward to something. Plus,
Yeah.
you can kind of scheme your parents into buying you more, right? 'Cause all I need is 3 more points.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so please give me this Palpatine, and I can mail away for another one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like early gambling. That's how you start your addiction back then,
But
with
Yeah.
real toys.
seriously, man, I've never grown up, Ed, though, after that. That's
Oh,
like, we were at Comic Con, I just kept showing him everything. Did you see this? Did you look at this? Yeah. Everything was
how it
so
goes.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember like cool cereal toys. I can't remember like one that stuck out in my mind from when I was a kid. I think.
Oh, well, the big ones were like the mail away ones. Like you can get like your what was that? Shredder. There was a Shredder you can mail away for. There was like the Cobra Commander you can mail away for. The Emperor you can mail away for. There was a bunch of cool
It
ones that
was.
you
We
could
had
really.
it good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then and those were the mailaways, but then there were like the stuff that was in the box, and sometimes they were really really fun stuff. I remember one of the ones I loved to collect were the little they were like little octopus that you would throw on the wall and they would stick.
Oh
God,
yeah,
I was just going to say that. That is my favorite. It was a
I used
show on Channel 4, the snorkels.
Yeah, that thing. Oh my gosh, I used to
Yeah.
love it. And I would just watch them roll down the
So
wall. They
did
were so fun.
I. Like at the top, at the very
Yep.
top, and then you just sit there on the couch.
As high as you could get it, and then you just sit
Watch
there.
it. Yeah. And it comes down all the way. Yeah.
I know. They recently. Well, it wasn't recently. This was like in the Raimi era of Spider-Man. They made like a Spider-Man and a Doc Ock that did the same thing. And I
Ooh.
bought those, and I've held on to them forever. And then when my kids, maybe a couple years ago, they were old enough, we were going through some boxes, and I found them. So I was like, here, guys, open these up and throw them on the wall. Oh my gosh, they had so much fun with those things. They don't last long, especially when they get into a bunch of dog hair and dirt. But
That's all it takes. If you don't catch it before it hits the carpet, you're done.
yeah, but
You're
those
just
first
done.
few throws when they were still tacky and sticky, they were the best.
Yeah, definitely need more cereal toys.
I
You
know.
need more
man.
to-
You
like,
guys
look,
not liking?
I think what America needs right now are toys and cereals.
We
Yeah.
need to bring that back.
You gotta
We
bring
need to
it
start
back.
a campaign, bring back the toys.
Yeah,
Let's make it happen, guys.
a decoder on the box. I threw it away.
Yeah, what is that about?
Yeah,
It's like all the enjoyment got sucked out of you when you noticed this.
yeah. I know.
Talk
I was
about a
definitely
bait and switch.
Ralphie. I was just sounding like a crummy commercial. What is this? Yeah, I was so mad.
Well, I think this is a good segue to go to our hot toy news. So let's get on with it, shall we, gentlemen?
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Absolutely.
I mean, a little bit out of order because we had sort of our show sheet, but I think this kind of goes into like what we're talking about, like cereal toys and like Happy Meal toys and everything. There's like all these different collaborations that happen, and this one I think is, I think, kind of taking people like right back into the '90s.
It's all in that same vein, and it's these fun little things. They've done some good ones. I think the fast food industry has been pretty good at continuing that excitement of like putting really fun toys with their kids meals and stuff like that. And so they continue it, and they brought these out just now, which I think are going to be very fun to collect. People,
Yeah.
I mean, Ninja Turtles, Hello Kitty, put it together, boom. I think you're going to get something fun. I think they reach a lot of people. They're cute, they're silly, and it just kind of goes with that whole kind of thing. And everything now is about what can we cross over with. So many crossover stuff. I mean, we see it in the toy industry, we see it with the Happy Meals, we see it big companies like Hasbro and Mattel doing it all the time. So very cool to see this stuff kind of pop out and kind of keep that nostalgia going.
Ernie, how many Happy Meals are you gonna get all these?
Well, I mean, I usually eat 2 for lunch already, so now I'll just probably have to up it to 4.
Those rookie numbers, you got to double it up.
Yeah, I'm an even numbers type of guy. That's my OCD. Not odd or anything. It has to be an even number. So that's the only way to get it done. But I mean, as you're talking about collabs, though, Ed, how much more can the Turtles do? And here they are. They shock us with this, right? Because the
I know.
Turtles have been a part of every collaboration so far.
Yeah. They've kind of blown me away with some of the stuff they've actually mixed Ninja Turtles with, like Cobra Kai, like Stranger Things. I was like, what in the world are they? How does this even work?
Yeah.
I think I saw a Turtles Stays the Night at Mama's House. I think I saw that one too, and I was like, I should really get that one.
That's funny. Yeah, it's insane the stuff they'll cross over with, but it's cool. It's fun and it's Ninja Turtle related. So I mean, anything Ninja Turtle, I'm all for. So keep it coming.
You do love your turtles. Are you a big Happy Meal guy? Like we talk about cereal, but like Happy Meals, also like getting those. Like I remember like the Spider-Man toys, like the animated Spider-Man toys from the '90s, and
bro, you have no idea. I had them all, and I made sure not to lose the pieces or anything. I mean, some of the favorites were, remember when they did the Looney Tunes DC collab?
Oh yeah,
and they dressed up as superheroes. Yeah, Ed's busting it out right now.
Hey, look at
My
that!
all-time favorite, the Transformer ones.
Oh, that's so good.
I have all 3 sets.
Naturally.
Yeah, because they came out. Well, the first 2 sets came out like within the year of each other, and then after that, there was a third one thrown in at a very later time, and I was like, oh heck yes.
Oh,
so yeah, I mean, McDonald's has been. If you look at like the numbers, they're like the number 1 leader in the toy industry, and you're like, wait, why does that say McDonald's? Well, it's because of the Happy Meal toys that they actually have to produce and they give out and like that. Right. I actually started my first job at McDonald's, so I had a ton. Oh. And I was there during some of the crazy times. And yes, I may have had a lot that ended up in my car. I don't know how. I don't, but yeah.
How did they get there? I didn't
know. The search continues for the criminal.
Beanie Baby sets did me well. I had lots of Disneyland trips off the Beanie Baby sets. There was also some of the fun ones was staying after to get all 101 Dalmatians. Remember that promo?
That one, yes.
Okay, so how I had to do that was because that was like the first blind bag. Like if you think about it, like McDonald's like innovated so much stuff. So they did 101 Dalmatians. They were blind bags, so you couldn't tell. So there was a bunch that, of course, you could feel out, which everybody still does to this day. But then, other than that, dude, I had to take my name tag off and then poke a small hole in it just to like see the color of the collar, because they would both have
MacGyver here working at McDonald's.
Oh, I swear to God, dude. I had all 101. And then Little Mermaid did it with a gold set. So I have a gold set of the Little Mermaid blind bag.
Oh.
Yeah. But as a kid, Transformers, and I would say the DC ones. Oh, you know what, too? The Looney Tunes ones that flipped. It's like you had two toys. You remember it was a car, but it was the Looney Tunes.
I don't remember that one. No.
The Looney Tunes cartoon.
I remember the cartoon. I don't remember the McDonald's toy though.
No, of them with them as kids. The one that had
Oh yes. I remember. I did have the DC ones. Yes.
Yeah, and then there was a car.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh yes, of course. I had all of those. The Tasmanian Devil one, I think, was my favorite one. The Flash.
That one actually, I just got that. I got that one at the shop, and he has a little shell that makes him the Flash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Out and he's just Taz. I just got that. I used to have that as a kid. I used to love messing with that one all the time. And then the other day came in with a bunch of stuff on a trade, and I was like, holy crap. And it was so funny because I had erased it from my mind. And then when I saw it, it's like all these memories flooded back. And I'm like, I had this thing. This is amazing. It's sitting on my desk right now. I couldn't part with it again. So there you go.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's exactly it.
I remember.
If this was us, if we were going to cast ourselves, who would be who? I feel like Ernie should be Bugs Bunny.
I'm a Batman fan, though. I'd go with Daffy Duck.
You know, Daffy Duck. Okay, Daffy Duck.
You got to be Porky, man.
I mean, Wonder Pig.
You could, and not just. I'm not trying to say anything about. I just think you could really pull off that corset.
I feel like you're always trying to sexualize me.
No, he's right. You can pull off the corset, Mike.
I think I could.
Yeah. You could do it good. I'm definitely Taz. You know, I got that square shape. I can
the square body shape. That is your.
I like it, man.
It was my favorite.
That's a good one.
These were great because, as you said, I've always liked where it feels like you're getting a deal, the two toys in one, right? Yeah. Because that shell, you took it off and then you just had.
Yeah. You could be Flash Hero or you could just be Taz, and it was really fun. I remember we used to have a big old Tasmanian Devil shirt, and I used to wear it all the time. It was probably like 2 sizes too big, but it was such a cool shirt I couldn't stop wearing it. It was like a dress, Taz dress.
We had all the best stuff back.
All the best stuff.
I remember the McDonald's ones. Before we move on from the McDonald's one, I wanted to mention. I remember one time, and this was it must have been like really early 2000s. It was an anniversary set, and they did like a whole bunch of the movies, and of all the characters from all the Disney movies, and there was like 100 of them. It was like insane. And I remember you could get like Steamboat Willie, you can get like Mickey the Magician, you could get Aladdin, you could get Lion King, and there was like a bazillion of them. And my sister, she is a huge Disney adult. She's insane. She loves Disney. She's obsessed with it. And she wanted to collect these things. So we would drive every day to like 3 or 4 McDonald's just to buy Happy Meals to see if they had any newer ones out. And I mean, we got pretty close. I think she had like 98 out of 100 of them. It was insane. We gained some extra pounds that year, but it was fun.
As long as it was chicken nuggets with barbecue, then you were good. Yeah.
It's all part of a balanced diet, So
I remember those ones, and they started doing that a lot of like those big collabs. There was even Star Wars.
I mean, they would get you, man. If that was something you wanted to collect, it was a pain.
Does she still have them?
What was that? No, she actually gave them away to a little girl that she was helping out, and she just loved them, and she just kind of touched her heart. So she's like, "You can have them. You will have much fun with them." I still think she's bitter though. I think she looks back on it and she's like, "Damn kid, I should have kept those."
She still tries to track the girl on social media. So
give them back.
Yeah, I saw him on. I didn't see him in your living room. What exactly happened? Yeah.
No, yeah, she ended up giving them out, but I mean, it was for a good cause, so I think she felt okay with it. She's at peace in some way, but I know she would probably still love to have them.
Still burns her.
Yeah, her whole house is decorated like Alice in Wonderland. It's crazy. I was just over there this weekend, and I mean, every room we walk into, and she's got like either Disney, Alice in Wonderland themes. She's got like all this kind of Lewis Carroll stuff everywhere. Everything's very appropriate to the age of that movie, and it's really cute. And like Cheshire cats everywhere. She loves all like the spooky stuff, like Ichabod and the Headless Horseman stuff. So she's got like a little bit of a spooky Victorian vibe going in her house. It's really fun. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with that stuff, and it's fun, it's like everybody has their thing. She might have
Yes.
not gotten into like the toys like I did, but she's always kind of been a kid at heart too, and she loves her Disney. So it's kind of a fun way we bond because we enjoy that kind of stuff, and I liked helping her, collect those because that was my collecting bug.
Yeah.
I'll help you in all these.
I absolutely love it because I'm a Disney head too, big
There
time.
you go.
We live there constantly. That's where I met my wife. So yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
it's one of those stories. And her old house, she said, was all Alice too. She even has a chestnut tattoo. So
There
I
you
can't
go.
wait
That's
to tell her to
nice.
see. Yeah,
That's commitment there.
yeah, right.
Yeah. I think, Mikey, don't you have a Queen of Hearts tattooed somewhere?
Right on my taint.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be more original. Why do you have it where everybody else does?
I mean, I was following the trend,
Yeah.
I just want to be part of the group, so we
That's
could just
true.
have matching taint tattoos.
Mikey suffers from severe FOMO, so he's got to do what everybody else is doing.
Yeah. No, but they said right here.
It says, all
Yeah.
my friends are doing it, Mom.
All these pictures of all my friends. No, they're taints, Mom.
Look at their taints, Mom. We all did it together.
You don't understand.
You don't understand what the pressure of being a teen.
Do what you got to do.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, dude. We're talking about collecting and your collection. Like, when did you start? Like, when did your collection really start to hit you, or that bug, or I love all this stuff.
So I grew up on that poor side, of course, and seeing my friends play with toys that I always wanted, everything, and then they just destroyed it outside. That always kind of started me. Like, I cherished my stuff. And me and my brother, I have a little brother. We're 5 years apart. But that was our thing. Even though we grew up like that, we still had stuff. We had a huge family. I remember, as a kid, my first Transformer was Sunstreaker from my uncle. My uncle gave me that. One of the best Christmases ever was I got the Constructicon set. My brother got Pee-wee's Playhouse. I also got Voltron. Yeah, like that. Like, you remember those times. It's funny because you grow up, and when you become an adult with your own kids is when you realize that crap. When you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. So it was nice to have the family there and such a big family and help like that. But myself, I cherish my toys all the times. But for me, it was when I moved out, and I moved out young, at 17, and had my own place. And like I said, I was working at Mickey D's and had a girlfriend, and you get that first paycheck, and then I walk down and there's Power of the Force just being thrown on the shelf, dude, and I'm like,
not the rent,
everybody,
not the water bill.
I swear to God, yeah. And I'm like, I'll just take that right here.
You were just like,
hello there.
I mean, priorities. We got to have the right priorities.
Yeah, I went home and displayed it immediately. She had this shelf that she wasn't using, and I put up a 3PO,
mine,
Luke. Yeah, and I was like, God, that looks beautiful. And then she gets home and she was like, are you going to take those out? Like, why did you buy those? And I was like, because I didn't have them as a kid. So then I just started there, and that was kind of my inbox stuff. And yeah, it was everything that I couldn't get, I started getting.
Got it.
That's awesome. You told us. You told us you like Disney. You told us you like Star Wars. What other what are your main lines that you collect? What is the stuff you're really into at the moment?
Transformers Masterpiece, but third party stuff. They do it better than Takara and everybody else now.
That's true.
I'm not saying it in that way, but some of these companies that started as a KO or a third party have now grown into their own, where now that their figures are like $300. You're like, come on, man. What happened to the knockoff price?
I know. What is it? You're getting knockoff prices. You're getting knocked off on the good prices you used to get before.
I know you're paying more than the original for knockoffs, but it's true. It's what you said about the knockoffs doing a better job, and we see that currently now with CT Toys and Mess Toys, and a lot of these companies doing just incredible with their KOs. And they're giving to you at a good price point. And I know what you're talking about, the Transformers, because I wasn't a huge Transformer guy because they were expensive, and it was just they were hard to get as kids, and I only had 2 of them, and so I was never huge. And I'm pretty mostly familiar with the G1s, But as we opened the shop and we started carrying a lot of Transformers, I started seeing a lot of people bringing in the KO ones, and I'm like, oh, KOs, they're not original. But then I learned the market that whoa, these are way better than the Masterpiece, official stuff from Takara. And I was like, oh man. And so we started selling a lot of those. And yeah, everybody always wants the knockoff even more than a lot of the Masterpiece stuff, just because the quality, they use more metal parts. They just, much more kind of accurate to the movie or cartoon or whatever. They're phenomenal. So I get what you're saying about that.
Yeah, I do that just for all that reason. The new Jada Street Fighter stuff, the GI Joe came back. It's just basically anything from my childhood.
Yeah.
I'm collecting.
Yeah.
There hasn't been anything as far as like something new that has grabbed me per se. Like, and I don't even like when they've changed up He-Man, or hey, look at the new Transformers. Like I don't get those. It's classic G1 stuff, classic Decepticon. Like that's all my shelf here. I won't have like nothing past that. But it's basically anything that was my childhood that I find cool. But as you grow older, you do start picking and choosing now instead of like, man, I mean, Star Wars, I was just ordering cases in cases of stuff and like that.
Would you go to Walmart and like go on the pallets and empty the boxes out?
I would definitely pallet raid before even pallet raid was a thing. I was always getting yelled at of, sir, you can't do that, so you got to be sneaky. But I was also part of the nice guy of hi and knowing them and like that.
Yeah.
Like, man, me and Cheney miss our Toys R Us because we were friends with those dudes and they would hold stuff for us. As like any of the NECA that I had to go get of anything, like, oh, hey, there's a NECA box. Let me go grab it in the back and then we'll put it on the shelf. But like he would get called somewhere, so I'd finish for him. Like, okay, yeah, I want this one. And then I'd put up the whole NECA box for him. But like that's what you should do. Like if you
it's true. I mean, they're being nice.
Yes.
It's nice to be. I mean, I was the same way. I actually worked at Toys R Us, and one of my favorite things to do was go in the back and rummage for people and help them find those hard to find figures.
Yeah.
It was fun and it was exciting for me because I love digging around and seeing what cool stuff I could pull and just the excitement. And I think that's what permeated into today and why I still do that kind of thing and why I love running the shop nowadays. But it's really fun. But a lot of people are, I think, in the same boat. Nostalgia from their childhood is what drives their collecting, and we get a lot of people that are very similar. Like, oh yeah, I collect what I remember as a kid, or that's what I had as a kid, or I want the same ones that I remember having as a kid. And it's fun to see it in different demographics. Because I'm older. I was born in 78. Mikey is born in 80. What are you, Mikey? 85? 86. And so there's like a 10-year jump. And so you can see that where like people like in Mikey's were like, oh, Power Rangers was my thing. I bet I'm only collecting Power Rangers that are around when I was a kid. I'm only doing Mighty Morphin. I'm not doing that dinosaur one or this and that, So we all have
out of here. Yeah.
We all have our kind of like a place of happiness that we have those memories as kids and what we loved and enjoyed there. So yeah, I can totally relate to that for sure.
I wasn't that big of a Power Rangers fan. Okay.
What do you like?
Don't attach that label to me.
Because so is my brother. Yeah, and I'm older than you. Yeah.
There's certain things I know about Mikey. It's like there's like the saying, I forget how it even translates, but anyway, it's like I knew you before you were you. It's like I was around when he was a little kid. I know everything. I took him to watch the first Power Ranger movie. He adored it. He loved Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So it's so weird for him to be like, anyway. Same thing with wrestling. He used to like be fanatical about wrestling in the early 2000s. For some reason, he likes to walk around denying it. I tell him, embrace it, Michael. Embrace it. It's your childhood. Why be ashamed of it? Now. Was it as cool as Voltron? Hell no. But hey, that was your childhood.
We didn't even understand Voltron as a kid because that was an imported cartoon, right? But we still watched it.
Hey,
we're like, I'm going to put these 5 lines
Power Ranger was an imported show. It's like half of it was imported.
But see, with that when they switched and they had the kids there, and then you had, the high school scenario, which was way different.
The high school scenario was the worst part of the show.
But that's what modernized it and put it here. Sure. But I'm with Ed because I had to wait with my dad at KB line to get my little brother the Power Rangers figure, and then still only walk away with one. And I'm like, this is dumb. As I'm there holding all my Transformers and everything. You gonna open yet? Yeah.
You were gatekeeping back then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very snob, boy snob.
Not him. Yeah.
Ed, you have an amazing. You told it before, but we're talking about like collecting and Star Wars and like doing stuff with your friends and your family and like that whole exchange of like working together to collect. Can you just tell Ernie your Star Wars and deal story?
Which one?
The Toys R Us one.
Which I don't know which one that one is.
The one that like he called or
Oh,
you.
that was Target. That wasn't Toys R Us. This
Sorry,
was
the
year.
Target one.
So this was years later. I had matured. I moved on. I was working as a graphic designer, and my uncle, he's also was a graphic designer. That's actually where I got it from. He was a graphic designer, and so I kind of followed in his footsteps as he, kind of
Very Star Wars like,
familiarized myself to that. But we were both huge Star Wars fans, and my uncle, especially when he was little, because he grew up in the 60s, 70s, and he was around when the original came out. He was like the perfect age. He would come and buy all the toys, and that was his like thing. And he kind of like moved away for a little bit, but then when we got closer and and we lived all together in Florida, he started collecting again. And so we got really big into collecting Star Wars. Anyway, years after that, we were both working, and he worked like similar to where I worked, but he entered, he was like an hour behind me in his schedule to go in. And so I would go early and I would get to go to Target right when it would open. And there was one of those releases that you knew they were going to hit. There were reports of them hitting out. This was like early days when you were just kind of checking around the internet. There wasn't like big websites for it, but we knew that they were hitting. We knew we were coming, and I told my uncle I'm going to go this morning because I'm pretty sure today's the day they're going to hit. And I forgot what wave it was. It was one of the black card Star Wars like original trilogy collection or one of those. And there was a lot of like clone troopers and stuff in that line that we wanted. And I said, I know it's going to come. I'm going to hit there this morning. So he's like, all right, call me. Because, he was going to sleep in. So I get there, I rush in, I get to the pegs and the wave is out. I could see it, but there's only remnants. All the good figures were gone. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I was just here yesterday. I know they didn't come out. I'm like, I'm the first one here. I was here when the big roll gate opened. No one got in here before I did. So I was like, what the crap? So I was like, oh my gosh, it must have been an employee. Oh man, they must have been getting them for themselves. So I called my uncle up and I was like, yeah, bad news. I made it here before everybody, but everything was gone. He's like, oh man, that really sucks. It's terrible. And I was like, yeah, I don't get it. It must have been an employee. Yeah, it's probably an employee. That's really sucky. So I was like, all right. So I hung up and I'm walking out and I'm passing through the doors of Target exiting, and something just hit me like a bolt of lightning. And I could feel the dark side of the force emanating from the phone. My uncle. No. So something hit me and I went back to customer service and I said, hey, I called earlier because this is just, I'm like, I'm playing out the scenario. I'm like, I just called earlier to have some toys held for me. And they're like, oh yeah, what's your name? And I gave them my uncle's name. She's like, yeah, here's all the Star Wars figures. Oh man, I was so upset, but I was also very giddy and happy because I outsmarted him.
Yeah.
And so I bought them all. I put them in the trunk of my car. I went to work and I didn't say a word. And I remember he showed up at lunchtime and he's like, and it was like the silliest story. He's like, yeah, I had a surprise for you. I was going to surprise you with some one of the figures. I wanted to get it for you or something like that. I was like, no, you didn't. And I just played dumb. I was like, I don't know what happened. That's really weird. I can't believe that. Someone took them from you. Oh my God. But I knew that he knew that I knew, and I knew that he knew that I knew.
Yeah.
But we never kind of talked about it, but it was the craziest get story. So yeah, it's funny, you think you can trust the closest to you, but I mean those are sometimes the sneakiest of them all.
I know.
They're the ones who snag it first while they're holding it with them on the phone.
I know.
He's holding it. Nah, man.
Devious.
Weird. Yeah. Huh. I didn't know you needed Blanca.
That's crazy.
I'll let you know if I see it. But yeah.
That's exactly right. So yeah, that was insane. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it was also very treacherous times
it really was.
to collect with your family.
It was like you're saying. We don't have all the means of necessary now. I mean, we had Toy Fair. And then Toy Fair would say, like, should be October or whatever it is. And you'd go to that one, coming soon. And then you had to know people there. Mine was at a Target, and it just opened. And I'd get there at opening because you had to, just like you're saying. Walmart was different because you could pallet raid 24 hours.
Yeah.
Target, you had to be there at opening.
Right.
And so I was waiting for like the Black Series was, word of it just hitting. And I was like, okay. And I show up, there's some dude there already stocking the shelf, right? And I was like, oh man, I heard, the Black Series is supposed to come in. They're larger Star Wars figures, not the little ones. And he goes, yeah, man, we're out. No, like today was the first day. Yeah, man, we're out of them. Oh, okay. You wonder, like, who can I talk to? And homeboy turns around and walk down the aisle, dude. He's a bald-headed, big old white boy, and he had the mythosaur tattooed on the back of his head. I swear to God. And I was just like this. Oh,
I get it.
well, yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, nice tattoo. And he's like, thanks. And I just went like this. So next I go, are they nice? And he goes, they're phenomenal. And I was like, okay. I said, look, man, I just, I'm looking for some, and maybe you get some more. And he's like, well, who are you looking for? And then we just started talking Star Wars stuff and everything. And then, like, it was like a week later, I walked in, and he's like, hey. And I was like, what's up, man? And he goes, did you find those? And I was like, no, not yet, bro. I just came in to see. I guess they haven't restocked. He goes, hold on. Came in back, dude, and handed me a set. He goes, here you go, bro. Yeah, and I was like,
a redemptive arc.
Yeah,
there you go.
Oh yeah. So now that every time wait, dude, I felt just like that. Every time I saw him, I'd be like, after you get yours, I would really need. Yeah.
You turned them to the dark, the light,
to the light side. It could have gone.
That's how you do it.
You guys could have fought like in the aisle with plastic lightsabers. It could have gone really bad, but
yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, you didn't say one word. It was that whole turnaround. I saw the tattoo.
Yeah, it just happened. So funny. But as they say, and I've been trying to teach this to Mikey, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar,
Oh yeah.
But he just loves spewing vinegar.
I love drinking vinegar straight from the bottle. That's my problem.
No, man. Mine is always that story is be nice to the workers you talk to, Target, whatever it may be, because it does help,
Yeah.
My Street Fighter ones that come in now, we only have one Target that gets them. And so homeboy calls me first. I don't get them from June or anything. That's shady. I have to beg. Yeah. And so, like, this guy will call me up and he's like, hey, your Street Fighter ones are in. Cool. And then I saw it on the Facebook group one time, Ed, and this dude went off. He's like, I live at so-and-so where we live. And he's like, I know that they were there. I was tracking the truck, and for some reason, they're always gone. I swear I'm going to find it. I'm reading it. I'm opening it as I'm reading it. Oh, man, that sucks. Yeah.
You're just sitting there with the package. I can see. Like Dr. Evil with this cat.
I was. And I go off on this guy every time because I know he's lying. And so my comment was just, hey, man, you should really try being nice. I got hooked at my Target. I didn't say it was his Target that I knew it was, but I tried to help him out too. So yeah.
Well, if he's watching, let us know in the comments, and then you can air your comments for Journey.
But yeah, I think that's the best part of the community is when everyone is kind of pitching in to help each other out, and honestly, it's more fun. We were usually collecting just between us when we lived in Miami, and I remember my uncle, he kind of moved a little further out, so he had kind of his own little territory where he would collect. But he was like that. He was very sociable, so he would make friends with all the employees, and a lot of them would give him a call. Hey, the new Star Wars came in. Come check them out. And that's always been, like, I think the nicest way to get stuff. And even like on online and just kind of teaming up with people and be like, hey, man, keep an eye out for me. I'll keep an eye out for you. And it just makes collecting more fun. You help each other out. It builds community. So I always think that that is the best policies. There's always one or two people. There was this one guy. What was his name, Mikey? Remember the one that our uncle used to always complain about? Dean. Was his name Dean?
His name Dean?
Yeah, there was this guy named Dean.
Oh yes, Dean. Yeah, Dean.
Dean was like on top of his game, so he was always at everything. But he was kind of like that, I don't want to help other people out. I'm just in it for myself. And he would be like, yeah, I'm not getting any of those things. He'd ask him, like, what do you think of the new line? He's like, no, that's crap. I don't really care about that one. And then he'll be walking out of like a Target one. Then he'd have like a tower of the toys.
Yeah, a whole freaking case. Oh, yeah, we've all had our Deans. Yeah, and then you can start talking to Dean. because of you seen him carrying out the case.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's like, all right,
If we put a message out there, don't be a dean. All right.
Don't be a
Yeah.
dude.
don't. You got to share it. Like, get what you want and help somebody else out. I
Yeah.
still network the same with all the Roscon stuff and even just trying to get something new. Like, you got to help each other out, especially in this day and age with, still scalpers and everybody else.
Yeah.
And it got so much worse after COVID. So
I know.
Oh,
So
yeah.
many people. So many people are in it for the money.
Yeah,
Either
well,
like
I remember really quick. I remember I was out looking for the Cobra Island stuff or Viper Island or whatever it was at Target, and then like these two guys almost got in the fight because they're like pulling for the Baroness pack and like tugging at it and be like the first one that got there. Yes, sir.
that was
that was him.
That was you.
That was literally him.
Look,
Do
I
it!
didn't
You recognize that
recognize
voice.
you, but yeah.
No, like one guy was calling for security, and then it was this whole like
Yeah.
altercation, like they couldn't come to an understanding. And I filmed it; it was very entertaining, but it was just like that kind of thing of like, man, like why are you guys so intense over this
I know, and I'm like that. I'm like, I like my toys, and I get a little FOMO here and there. But at the end of the day, they're toys. I'm not gonna fist fight anybody over toys at a certain point. Like, it's a little sad if you got to go to Target with mace in your pocket just because you don't want to get toy mugged.
Well, mine was because you made me run and I had a side ache.
Yeah,
So by the time I get there, I was like, okay, no, this isn't fair. Yeah, me and Cheney were there waiting, man, for opening. Knew they were there. And then some dude got dropped off in the car. They opened the doors and bolted through us.
See,
And
that's
I was
true.
like,
That's
oh, heck
unfair.
no.
crazy.
Yeah.
There's toy etiquette. There's protocol we all need to follow. And when you
Who
break
is-
those rules, it's madness. It's Thunderdome.
Who is here first? And that's always how it should be.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I-
And then you always have like the person kind of like standing by you and just sort of like speed walking, trying to be like, oh no, I'm just walking. What are you talking? Like, I'm not.
Yeah. No. Oh, I was going to diapers. No, you weren't, dude. Yeah. I can see you right there with your speed walk.
There's so many funny stories like that. I remember one time it was like that, and I remember I was first in line. They opened Target. I didn't run, but I like quickly hustled my way to where I wanted to. And I guess there was, I didn't even notice him, but I guess there was a guy like a few steps behind me. And when I jumped into the aisle and they had the newer, I don't remember what figures it was. I grabbed them and I was looking at them, and I just see him kind of like a shadow pass by the side of me and disappear to the aisle behind him. And then I just hear him go, "Ah!" And I just started laughing because I was like, oh, snap. He was not happy with me that day.
Yeah. It is. You know who the worst are? Hot Wheels collectors.
Oh my gosh, I know about my buddy, his dad is a massive Hot Wheel collector. So he'd warned me a long time ago that he's like, dude, out of every collector group,
Eyes of scum and villainy.
Yes, I tried to warn all the newbies of that too. It's like,
watch out for those Hot Wheel guys.
that's cool, you're into G.I. Joe and everything, but just watch the older Hot Wheels guys, because they'll talk to each other outside the doors. Hi, they'll be all cool with you, like we're talking right now. And I swear to God, as soon as the doors open, I'm tripping you with my cane. I'm running to the back, dude, and I'm grabbing everything into a car. They're bad. Mikey, I had one dude where I just so happened to be there. No Star Wars stuff. Went to the Hot Wheels. Oh, look at this. Oh, treasure hunt. Oh, my God, look at this. And I had it. Some old dude comes around the corner and says, oh, I mean, old. What do you got there? And I was like, dude, I scored a treasure hunt. He's like, oh, let me check it out. And I showed him like that, in my palm of my hand. This old man reaches over, dude, and crushes it right in front of me. The card and everything. And he said,
old fogey.
I swear to God, like something like this is my target or some type of saying or something. And I just stood there just all.
What a bitter old dude.
I swear to God, and he walked off.
Gimme.
There it was.
Yes.
That's
terrible.
It's like when Jafar is dressed up as an old man and would just like that's what he looked like. Like, give it to me.
Jafar crushed his Hot Wheel.
Yeah.
Hot Wheel.
Swear to God, dude.
Terrible.
I was just so in shock, dude. I was like, wow, I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can imagine, and I think so many collectors have these kind of war stories of being in the toy trenches at Target or wherever. I could see it, everybody sitting around a bar,
Oh yeah.
just kind of talking about, in my day, we had go through the aisles. We were getting attacked left and right.
Cigarette.
Yeah.
You don't know what I saw.
Yeah. And
You
these
don't
kids,
know.
yeah,
the
these kids
darkness
sit
in
there.
men's
What do you
souls.
mean? You had to go to the store to pick up the stuff you ordered? No, bro, no. I had to wait for an hour before the doors
It
opened.
didn't
I
get
had to
delivered to your doorstep
speed
in an
walk
Amazon box.
to the aisle, and then I had to check the cards to make sure everything was okay.
Yep.
Then I took my figure.
There
Yeah,
was the whole process to it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Oh,
we bled
yeah.
for those toys back in the day.
yeah.
did.
Let's
Yeah.
sweat and tears.
That's why I still love the hunt till this day. If you do find something on the shelf,
It's
Yeah.
true.
oh,
It's
Yeah.
definitely not the same, but it's still fun to get out there, and go around and look. And when you find something, that rush of adrenaline still hits, and you're excited. So I don't think the hunt will ever die. I wish it was as vibrant as it was 15 years ago, I guess.
Well, Ed,
Yeah.
you know where you can get your hunt on if you want to get some toys?
Where, Michael?
Hidden Temple Toys. Feel the toy burn.
That's right. Hidden Temple Toys, where we'll help you find your toys, not the other way around.
Bing.
I don't think that made sense, but
Yeah.
but no, it's fun. I being a collector mindset. I have a little book that sits next to the register, and anybody comes in looking for anything that maybe I don't have at the time, I'll be like, hey, let me have your number. If someone brings it in on a trade, or I come across it or whatever, I'll give you a call. Or if it comes in, we have it on order. If you really want one, I'll give you a call when it comes in. And so I'll write them down, and I'll go through my little book weekly, and I'll call off people that are looking for particular things. Because again, like I said, I think that's the best part about the community. That's helping each other's out, and people coming out and they're supporting. I don't mind giving a little extra help to find those hard to find pieces for certain people.
Yeah, that's great. That's what it's about too.
Oh yeah.
Well, Ernie, if you're looking for anything, you know the man to contact. So
Oh, absolutely.
we'll
Yeah.
give you good price. Good price.
Sure. Hidden Temple
I
Toys.
take very good care of you.
Yeah.
Very good price.
Well, you know what's not good prices is the aftermarket, and this is kind of like on the heels of after Comic Con. A lot of people wanting to get the Hasbro stuff naturally, and they're difficult. Some stuff is still there, like the Cool Slither set, which is cool, but the whole debacle when it came to the Snap 3-pack and the Black Series 2-pack. How do we feel about the way this is handled? Is this like sort of thing where it's like, well, if you weren't there, tough luck, but we went out there, so we should be the ones to get it, or is it like everyone should get a shot at this? Like what's the deal with exclusivity? If I could do my best Jerry Seinfeld impression.
That was terrible.
Thank you.
It has to be. Again, you got to network, man. It's a pain, but you have to network in order to try and grab this stuff. And
Yeah.
even while we were there, we were still networking.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting in this line. Okay, I'm over here at this line. What do you need from here?
Right. You have to have this team that's like you said, like a network of like people going here and there and just trying to set it up. But like if you're on your own, like you're just like you're insane.
It's hard. And that's the thing I was talking about, the toy community. When you're on the right side of it, and people are positive and they're helpful, and you're helping them, they're helping you, it becomes a much more enjoyable and much more accessible, a hobby, because you have people helping you out and you're helping other people out. So more people are able to get what they want. Unfortunately, it's like it's hard with these exclusives, because obviously they're exclusive to this event, and obviously everybody would want one, and it's hard to get, it's hard to disappoint people, but I do believe it's if it's an exclusive, it's an exclusive. And if you can make it out to the show, if you can network with somebody to help you out and you can get it there, I think that's just the name of the game when it comes down to event exclusives like that. I appreciate the fact that they do give a little bit of a chance online sometimes if there's like leftovers in here and there, but it always seems to be like that. People get upset that they weren't able to get it, that there weren't enough left over, that they didn't make enough, and it's an exclusive. That's what it's called, an exclusive. There isn't going to be uncapped number.
I fall victim to the FOMO, of course, too. And there's a lot of that we have to understand. Just because this person has it doesn't mean you have to get it. That's part of growing in the collection. But as you're saying, man, we also grew up in a time of that. If you weren't at San Diego Comic Con, then that's it. You didn't get it.
Yeah.
And not only that, but there was days if you weren't there Thursday, Friday, if your ticket was Saturday, Sunday, you're probably not getting it.
Yeah.
Because you had to be there those first 2 nights, and it was crazy. So times have changed. So like you got to remember going up on Hasbro Pulse and getting the extras left over. Dang, we didn't have that back in the day. We really didn't, and I understand if it's there now. But then I also saw people complaining about well, how come if they're a member they get first? Well, that's something they pay for.
Right.
They have to pay that extra to be a member. So
right. But even then, like people that paid said that in the first 5 minutes, like those exclusives were gone.
Yeah.
So then, like, what is the incentive of being a member if like that window closes so quickly?
Yeah.
But I guess that's part of the game, right?
But again, I mean, this is why I think it's a little misconstrued. This is an exclusive to Comic-Con, and there were some left over, and it was made available to the people that were subscribed first. You know, so they paid to get that chance. You know, if you paid money just to get a chance to get a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, well, I think you got to share a little bit of that responsibility because they are con exclusive. They're not guaranteed that you're going to get it. Now, as opposed to something that's like a Pulse exclusive, something that is particularly just for the online, what you're paying for, like some of like the G.I. Joe stuff, that I understand that you should be guaranteed to be able to get one if you're paying this extra, membership fee, as opposed to, exclusives. You get a chance, but it shouldn't guarantee it. But, the exclusives to the site, you should be able to get. And, if those sell out, then if you're not a member, well, you're out of luck, and that's just how it goes because that's the tiers. That's how it goes. So I think a lot of people just want more, they want to be able to get everything. And it's just, sometimes it's not possible.
And again, it has to go back to how do you run your network? Because there's plenty of people online, no matter what type of social media that you're looking at, that will have it up, just pop back up. Just went back online. Just check this site and they actually have it for $5 more. I mean, there's always a way out there. It just depends on how hard you're going to work for it to try and achieve that goal of obtaining that item. And it's very hard. I'm thankful for all the stuff I always get, but sometimes you do have to remember, like, oh, I missed out on it. No, I'm not going to be able to grab it. The one thing I do not like is when they put out an exclusive in a different package.
I don't like when they do that, when they reissue an exclusive.
No, because I was like, that's why I waited in line for 2 hours. Like, that's why I got a ticket. I remember it was an old school vintage collection, and it wasn't called the vintage collection then, but it was a Comic-Con Luke that came with a ladder to put on the X-Wing. And it was a 3.75. Right, yeah. Came in a clamshell, very nifty and everything. And now, yes, regardless, I think it was still like 5 years, maybe 6 years later, they re-put it back out. But even then I was like, okay, but why? That does nothing for my figure that I call the Comic-Con exclusive because you brought it back.
I definitely think there needs to be a limit of, if you're going to call it an exclusive to a certain thing, it should become an exclusive. If you are going to put out a similar item, at least make it different enough where you're not kind of like ruining that exclusivity of that figure. Like I understand, like there's a few of them now. Like let's talk about the Black Series, Anakin Obi-Wan 2-pack. This is a great set. A lot of people were after that one. I think that's one of the ones that most people were upset that they weren't able to get. But let's say, okay, maybe you didn't get the play set, the little fire lava floaty thing. But they released the figure separate later on,
Yeah.
Okay, you get another shot at those figures, but you're not gonna get the whole exclusive set. You're not gonna get the little thing that was the exclusive part of that show,
Right.
Of whatever event it was. But you're still not completely missing out because you will get a chance to get that, those figures, despite the little exclusive parts to it. So it's like, I think it's a little bittersweet, but at least it gives you something rather than completely miss out.
Correct. And at that time, they'd sometimes change the color a little bit.
It's a great time to do some sort of paint app change or head sculpt or something like that, just to differentiate it enough. And I think that'll keep the people that put in the work to get the hard stuff or went to the show and played all that extra money to get out there and got that exclusive. It won't sour that experience.
Well, it's like Mattel. I didn't get any of the Mattel stuff,
right?
And they don't put it back out online. Hasbro does. So if I really wanted that Jurassic set, I was going to have to wait.
Yeah.
And it was just too long, and there was just too much going on. So unfortunately, I missed it.
So
Does
like,
that
so,
suck?
so like, what's like? I guess it's trying to. Okay, so if you're like exclusivore and you have power to determine how exclusive figures work, what's the best way of doing it? Is it how things are now, or is it having more availability, or just being like once an exclusive, that's what it is. It will never be reissued. It will never be like Spirit of Splinter, right? That was like a big exclusive figure from Loot Crate.
Yeah.
And that got released in a 5-pack. And I think some people were like, "That's cool," and a lot of people were like, "Wait, no! Like that was a very specific figure that you had to invest money in to get that thing,
Correct.
and now you're just going to release it as almost like a general release." So then, how do you find that place where people can get access, but also make it still feel like a special item that's one of a kind that you can only get at this one period of time?
It's the way that you label it. You're going to have to say that. So take like the Jada stuff, right? They said at the con or on live.
Right.
So like you knew that was going to go there. Oh, I don't have to go to the con if that's exactly what you wanted. But when they say exclusive to the con only, that's I think you then have to plan out. And you can't just, oh, well, I'm going to make a weekend of it. Like I'm saying, you're going to have to do Thursday.
Yeah.
Like, and that's it. The perfect example was, I got there Thursday, we did some interviews, and then I ran over to the Jada line. And Cheney was like, why? Don't worry, it'll be here. And I'm like, I want to make sure this is what I want. This is all I wanted. I'll wait. Go ahead. I'll catch up with you. And then, by Saturday, they were gone. So I was like, see, like, you have to prioritize what you're going to do and get. And then how the companies make it exclusive, I think they have to label it the correct way. So like the made to order stuff right now that Hasbro's doing, not the Haslabs, those other ones, like the Sentinel and
Dragon Man
and like that. I think that's a great opportunity.
Right.
I like that so much better. I paid, I got mine. There you go. That's how it should be. I mean, we got these Haslabs that are going on, right? And now you have to wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
The Rancor would have been a good one, but I feel they didn't go out about it the right way.
Yeah, it just feels like a lot of these companies, it just
they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
It comes to like a lot of these exclusives and how to manage those.
But I think Ernie has it right. I think things need to be labeled properly. I think there just need to be a fixed structure where we can all just kind of rely on that's what it is, and so we don't feel like, oh, we got lied to, or we got gypped, or we missed out, or they said it was going to be exclusive but it's not, or they said it was going to be online but then it wasn't available. So I think the companies just need to be very upfront and clear with what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to know what our chances are of getting it, and that'll let us know how much effort we're willing to put into getting those things. Like Ernie was right. He really wanted the Jada. He didn't know what it was going to happen. They say maybe it could be online, but you can never be 100% on anything. So I think he made the right choice. He's like, this is the one thing I came here for. I'm going to wait in line to make sure I get it. And he lucked out because it sold out. And if he would have listened to his buddy, he would have got nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I would have had to do those special favors.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you don't want, I think that's what it is. We need to label everything accordingly so people know what kind of exclusivity it's going to be. And then you have to honor that, if it is an exclusive, if people are going to make the effort to get it and it's a pain, then you should leave it that way. And then if you want to reissue it in some way, make sure that it's changed enough, different enough where you're not ruining that exclusivity for people, Mm-hmm. I will say the one thing I don't like about exclusivity is that people like the exclusivity just because of the value of it. It's like, oh, I'm just happy that it's worth $500 now, and if they re-release it, it's going to go down in value. And it's like, I get that, and obviously, it's nice to have something that is raised in value. But I don't know. For me, the money isn't what drives the collecting. It's more like the enjoyment of of having those figures, of having the exclusive figures. Yeah. And I like the fact that, like, this was a really good one, and I had to go to the show, and I had to do all this stuff to get it. And now I have it, and I have that kind of reward. And that's, I think, what gives it its value, not necessarily the fact that, but it's so valuable, money wise now, so
right.
I don't know. It's hard to separate those two, but I think a lot of people put their you know, if it wasn't worth as much, they probably wouldn't care so much if it was re-released. But the value of it is what makes people upset because they want their stuff to be valuable. And I get that to a certain extent, but you know, I think it's more about enjoying the collecting hobby.
Oh, it definitely is. Some of the stories that come with that. You know what I had to do to get this? Because everybody has a story
Yeah.
of that, right? And that is what makes it more valuable to me and to some
Yeah.
other people. And
Right.
Yeah.
on the exclusive note, or say like the BAFs or the store exclusives, I do like the take on how Hasbro mainly is doing right now as far as the re-release of a different color, right? So like these BAF ones that they keep re-releasing at just a little bit of a higher price, Kingpin and like that. Like I've been trying to do Black Heart Wave, but it was like I know they'll do a different color one because that's what they've kind of been doing. So
Yeah.
there's a good way to look at that too. Well, I didn't get my first chance. I never saw these on the shelf, so maybe they'll re-release and do that way. So you're not getting the exact
Yeah.
same figure, but you'll be able to get it somehow.
Exactly right. I completely agree.
Yeah, and that's always good.
Yeah, I think we made a lot of progress on the exclusive stuff. I feel like now we can move on to World Hunger and really tackle on these problems.
We're solving the big problems here on FNI. I mean,
Well,
we
take your Happy Meal food that nobody eats and send that off because they're just trying to get the Hello Kitty turtle toys. So there you go. See, we're halfway there now.
You're welcome, world.
if
Yeah.
everyone donates their chicken nuggets, from their
To me.
Ninja Turtle Hello
It's
Kitty.
just Ernie and then some other kid, and then
Send the cheeseburgers and everything else their way. Yeah.
World Hunger is done.
we'll do like a Suzanne Summers commercial for Ernie.
Yeah.
And people
There
send
you go.
the nuggets over to you. All right, so.
And if you special order your food, then you shouldn't just even be there. Why? What are you doing? Yeah. You take the pickle off yourself. Let me make it. Yeah.
I get the most plain orders at McDonald's. I don't get pickles. I don't get the chopped onions. I just get like a whole like splooge of ketchup and mustard.
See? And that's it. You're happy, huh?
Meat and cheese.
Yeah.
Give me the meat and cheese.
Hold
Hold the rest.
cheese, Bertha.
Yeah.
I don't know, I should name Bertha, but awesome. And then some other stuff that's sort of like in the exclusive world I wanted to get to. Ernie, you're a big Star Wars fan. It's in your name. Are you going in on this Republic gunship? What are your thoughts on it? What was your first impression? And what the heck's going on, man? Why don't people seem to like it?
It's the times of everything is what I feel. So a lot of us grew up with our collections just like I did, and I've already had like 8 different gunships that I even sold off, right? You had the clown face, you did have damaged, you had others, and it was smaller than this. This is a little bit bigger, but I've already been through that. And now I feel like this is for new collectors, is what I honestly feel like. But in the Star Wars world, there's more OG collectors than there is new collectors. So I think that's why the numbers haven't hit as fast as they thought they would, probably. You know, the Star Wars team of the Haslabs have been really trying and working at it. And now, the tiers are figures, which they weren't before. So that's good. The Ghost was really well because Rebels was new and popular.
Right.
Nobody had that. The Ghost itself was a character just as the Falcon is, right?
Right.
That's what pushed that and was able to have that. This is a gunship, and if you're going to set up, I'm sorry, but you do need at least 1 or 2 more. And so to say that you're going to have a $1,500 scenario, that's kind of wild, right?
Right.
So I think it's the choice on how they do stuff. The Razor Crest, again, was new by itself to the story. We hadn't seen that yet. So, you need to take all that with a grain of salt. If there was a bigger promotion for some of these anniversaries of the movies and how they've hooked people, it might work. But I just feel in this time and day and age, it's not there right now. It'll probably just hit its goal. Everybody will have it, and then that's about it. It's I think it's timing with stuff. But not only that, but everybody's affordability,
Yeah.
of saying, hey, babe,
And it's $450 and shipping and taxes, $500 for
yes,
a gunship that's 20% bigger that doesn't bring a ton of
it should have been loaded up with figures, honestly.
Yeah.
That was definitely one of the things I noticed, that when you saw the pictures and they showed all the clones in it, I'm like, well, that's
Yes.
definitely part of it. And then when they're like, no, it only comes with
Yeah.
the pilots, you're like, what are you talking about? How could you have a gunship without all these clones? Especially where's the value, for something that we've already had? And so, kind of as Ernie was saying, people who have had these for a while, who have been collecting for a while, we have gunships, we have them with the all, the little orbs and the stuff like that. So there isn't a much different, this isn't a much different version of that, besides it being a little bit bigger,
Yes.
the little spinny things on top. So there's just not enough new to merit anybody wanting to say, oh, I want to put down another 450 on this thing, and then, it's going to put my other ones out of scale. It's going to look funny. So I was like, I'll just keep the ones I have, because I'm sure people have, like you said, you had 2 or 3, 4 of them, and adding one more that's out of scale to them, they're like, nah, I'll probably pass on that one. So yeah, this is probably more for the newer collector. And
Yeah.
I just don't know if there's that many to carry this thing as like some of the past ones. And then another thing I have against it too is just kind of like it's been done. We've seen the gunships. They've done so many versions of the gunships. And the Haslabs were supposed to be that big, incredible thing that you believe couldn't be made for retail, And so like the Ghost, it was fantastic because it was just huge. It was so well put together. And the paint apps and all the little intricacies of the ship itself and everything it came with, it was so like out of this world. Same thing with like the Jabba sail barge, which I think was like the first one. It was so huge, and it was something that everybody always wanted, but there was just no way. There was no way to make it, for retail. And so this falls short of that. I know a lot of speculation was the Sandcrawler. Like, okay, are we going to get a real oversized Sandcrawler that really just kind of blows anything out of the water? And so I think people are expecting something like that, because that is a massive ship that, we've gotten some in certain scale, but they've never really been the massive size that we would want to see it, So I could see people getting excited about that. But the gunship, like I said, only 20% bigger, minimal figures, minimal things that, that it comes with. A lot of the tiers aren't super exciting. So yeah, I don't know. It's up in the air for me if this is actually going to go all the way.
Sometimes you think 20% bigger is going to get the job done, and then you realize it's still pretty small.
Yeah. I could have been me in all along. Yeah.
Mikey knows about that.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you there, Mike.
Referencing my micro penis. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, yeah. How you use it?
I'll make that clear.
I can make the ship
medical condition.
Yes.
Thank
Which
you.
there's also, after my Suzanne Summers commercial, will run Mikey's.
Yeah. I need some Gold Bond. Feeling you have it. That's right. It's just like, okay, it's looking at the prices now. The aftermarket for this thing is like in the $600-$700, right? If you want to get the 2013 one, right? So then it's like, would it have made sense to just re-release that? And as opposed to doing a Haslab where you do the 20% bigger, where it costs more, where you bring the figures.
Yeah, like I said, it was a choice.
Yeah, I just don't understand why this is just going to be a release like some of the other ones, like the bigger AT-AT they did, back in the mid 2000s. It was a retail re-release. This could have easily been a retail re-release. It's something that would fit retail. It's not that much bigger. They could have definitely got it out for that. So to make it a Haslab and kind of lose the slot of something that is like oversized and just very, difficult to put into retailer, I just don't understand.
Ed is right, because it should have had all the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
We were talking about the exclusivity of Haslabs.
Right.
And to get that, one, as we grow older in this profession of collecting, you start learning a lot more stuff, right? So we definitely know now those Stormtroopers mold is just a mold that they have where they cheaply could have given you 20, right? Let's say if you had a round number of 20 clone troopers to go along with that. You could put them in, you could put them around your ship, everything. That would have been great and perfect. Number two is then, how, as I talked about, I had 6 different ships. And then with this one, you just want to show the couple of damage parts. We should have gave us more of that. Because you should have gave us some with extra spray paint on there as far as that. You could have gave us the clown face front. All you had to do is change the front and then the back as well too. All parts interchangeable. You could have made different ships, or you could have sold it as your display. Could look different in 5 different ways, right? So
Right.
that would have sold probably 2 to people, but you should have filled it with more. You know, sometimes that less is more does not work as far as even with these.
Especially
Yeah.
Because still,
yeah.
for a 3 3/4 stretch goal of just another figure, that's hard. Again, if we go back to the Ghost, it was hard to get the Rebel crew already because of how popular Rebels was.
Right.
So here they're giving it to you, but then they also threw in those cards. It was an art card. It was an exclusive card. Some mint on card collectors really go for that type of stuff. So here you go. There was different reasons, but at the same time, you can collect that, put that up on your wall, and if you want, then they started throwing out orders for the regular Rebels crew once again. So see, there were different ways to attack it. This one's like, ooh, look at the gunship, and like I said, there was a bunch of us saying, I got 10 stacked right here. Who needs one? Oh my god! Now it's going for 500. Yeah, let me sell it. When I guarantee you 2 months ago, you probably got 120 for it at best. You know, and now
Yeah, if you're gonna retread ground like you did on this gunship, they definitely need to come out swinging with some serious, extras on it. And the fact that
correct.
they went so minimal on it, I think it's what's causing a lot of people to just kind of not even acknowledge it.
Mhm.
Do you think that they banked too hard on Attack of the Clones, like modern nostalgia? They being like, this crowd is really wanting like the prequel stuff, or do you think that had nothing to do with it? Do you think it just needed more additions to it?
Okay, so here's the timing. Their marketing on Revenge of the Sith has been great. There's lots of Revenge of the Sith stuff out now that they had did. They re-put it back in movies. People who grew up with Revenge of the Sith now have that money to get stuff. So there's a lot of creators out there as well making T-shirts, making stuff to that. Your Comic Con exclusive was Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Like you need to market it correctly. As I go to Disneyland all the time, I'm seeing a bunch of teenagers in Anakin shirts, in Obi-Wan shirts from Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
Because of that, it was at the movies. Oh, my dad took me to go see it. Oh, I love this. I didn't know. Going further back is the problem because we've already missed those anniversaries. You've missed that. You should have went with something of now,
Right.
and helped that cause as well. I
Right.
know
Or original trilogy, or go back to original trilogy, which
correct.
is yeah.
And like Ed said, of something that we were going to get that there was no way we were going to get before.
Right.
A Haslab shouldn't be. I know you had a gunship, but look at this is 20% bigger. And that's the hard part. There was no sail barge that big, or like I said, the Razor Crest, the Ghosts,
Right.
anything that we've had. And so that's it. I just believe it's a failed opportunity. But the Joe team seems to do it, and they're keeping it Black Series, and the stuff that they offer is great over there. I mean, that Baroness from the last Rattler, amazing figure. And I'm sure we'll get her on a retro card, a different look. But to have that Baroness, you had to get the Rattler. And we're still sticking at our 112 figures, right? Which a lot of us do. There's not a lot who still do the 3 3/4, except those OG Star Wars fans.
Right.
And they have it already. Look at the story that Ed had told about getting those ones. That was all back in the day. Those were 3 3/4. We've had all those. We want something new. With the Joe team, the way that they started with classified series and they made it their own, and then we jump into, look, we can actually get away with doing like the cartoon version or the comic version. We do retro card, and they're still giving us, the hiss and everything like that. We don't have that. We don't have that for 1/12 or anything. The Rattler was crazy. Now we have the Snow Kit. That hit its goal. But the only reason why I think that the Snowcat is doing so slow right now is because they keep pumping out. And I said in these times, it's hard as a collector to keep pumping out Haslab after Haslab.
Right. Especially those specific esoteric kind of choices where it's like it's not the most popular of vehicles, like the Rattler or his tank.
Yeah, I can't do the Snowcat here. I mean, you can make it happen. As a collector, if I want one, I have to get it.
Yeah.
But as that too, when I make my purchase, it's a lot better for me to explain to my honey why I want that one as I show her all the bells and whistles that it comes with. Right? I mean, they have a whole camping set. Oh, look at this goal. Look at this. Oh, it's the only way to get this figure. Like I feel like they do it right, and the thought and love behind it.
Right. It fills out the scene, like you said, like a playset, like a diorama that you can make
Yes.
out of this specific
Yeah,
habit.
yeah. But I just think it's too quick. I mean, what we have like I think right now isn't there like 4 or 5 different campaigns open?
Yeah, I think that's been a big issue with people collecting themselves because it's like one, it's like it's hard to keep up with such big price tags on these exclusives. It's like wow, I'm dropping another $400 or $500 on this Haslab or this um a made to order figure. And then on top of that, it's like these figures and playsets and vehicles are huge. It's like a lot of people complain, I just don't have the space for it anymore. It's like I don't have anywhere to collect it. I just have them in my garage right now because I don't even know where I'm going to put it. So that's also a big thing that people are kind of like overwhelmed and trying to figure out where can they display these huge pieces. Like I put together my Rattler and it's massive. It's sitting on my on my coffee table right now, and my wife keeps giving me a dirty look. She's like, you better get this out of here. And I'm like, it'll go soon. I just got to find the right spot for it.
I would have loved to have gotten the Rattler because I got the other Joe ones, but that was mine. Where am I going to hang it? Next to the TIE Fighter?
Mhm.
That's still that I have to hang here because it's so huge. TIE Fighter was beautiful, but man, it's so huge. And all I can do is hang it right here. And then what? I can't have the Rattler next to the TIE Fighter.
I know, right? It's difficult, and a lot of people are trying to solve that solution, and a lot of people are doing that. They're cherry picking. They're being very, choosy on what they're getting, and it's hard for a lot of people to justify something like the gunship that I already have had this before. I don't really need a bigger version of it because I'm already struggling with space, so I'm happier with what I have already. And so but as you were saying with the Haslab stuff for GI Joe, they're doing a good job because they give you a really good bang for your buck. The vehicles are so well designed with the lights and the all the little interiors and the suspensions, and so much is engineered into the ship. It's not just like a very simple little plastic exterior like someone like McFarlane does for his Batmobiles, kind of a basic shell that looks really cool. No, these have a lot of cool interior parts, a lot of moving and working pieces. So it's exciting, to have something like that to put your characters in. And then they're giving you these really cool exclusive characters like the Baroness, which I'm a huge Baroness fan. So that was one of my main, purchasing points for that Rattler. Is like, I want that Baroness. And so, those are the things that I think that the Star Wars team is kind of missing out on. They need to come up with a little more of what are we going to give them that's going to put this in especially when you're spending $450 $500 on it. You're gonna want to give us something that is exciting and new and really well done to really excite us to spend that much money and to figure out where we're going to stick it, because we're overrunning.
I like what you were saying, Ernie. Like like Black Series is like kind of like I feel like they've had a little bit of a resurgence this year. Especially with the Mustafar pack, it was very popular. I keep thinking it's like, why not like go for like a Black Series X-wing, like a Luke Skywalker X-wing, which I feel like is such a like iconic piece of Star Wars lore, and who wouldn't want a 6-inch?
I mean, look at the Rattler. I mean, if you can make a Rattler, you can easily make an X-wing. So
well, not only that, because I have a TIE Fighter here with nothing to chase it.
Exactly.
Even though it's a new TIE Fighter, it's still a TIE Fighter. I don't have anything at all to chase it. So I had displayed mine with an old X-wing that was just a standalone like decoration piece. They put it out for kids and it didn't fold. Do you guys remember that one?
I remember it.
Yeah, so I had that chasing it, and it looked very good. But that was it, though. So we do need something like that. Again, it's just it may be different. I mean, we just had Stevie take over, some of the Star Wars stuff over there, and like you said, there has been a change of stuff. I had a talk with them, and that's always been my gripe. As long as I've been a collector, and your guys are like all live in the same house, but you don't do the same thing. But you guys should be able to proceed off of your thoughts and your ideas off of what Marvel did. Hey, let us borrow that and do. And like what I'm saying is, the Black Series need to come with more accessories. This Comic-Con set was our first time to get, the Force Hands, or another set was another exclusive set to get Force Hands.
Right.
Every damn Jedi should come with a Force Hand. Like, it's just, how do you not get that?
Yeah,
It
a
should
very
not come
easy
with-
thing to
Yeah,
add.
it's like Ryu with a Hadouken hand. It's just like
Yes.
it's such a common thing that
You
like
shouldn't do that. And not only that, but we had something back in our day, right, Ed, of the Build-A-Droid series. And
Right.
we were buying figures again because to build all of those stupid droids that they had. But that's something we do. You're not giving us that with Black Series. So now they're giving us better scans, a different selection of people, which is needed. But there's so much that we can do all the time that they need to do of how we collected our old 3 3/4. There's so many Cantina aliens. There's so many people on Tatooine that you can build up as a background. It doesn't always have to be Luke, Han, Chewie, and Leia. You can give us a whole alien set, and I'm telling you, if you had this is the Cantina wave, it would sell. It would sell like crazy. Put
Mhm.
cups in there, put their blaster, a looking one. There's so many different people. There's so much with all of the movies that you could do actually in order to enhance it. And we are getting that. Like I said, there was at the breakfast, as you saw, the first time they had a different array of people to fix, to collect, I mean, of there. And the only thing that was missing were some of the accessories. We should be able to get 2 different head sculpts, because our movies are very characteristic as far as what they're doing and like that. Nobody should just have that steady face all the time. Give us some expressions. There's Star Wars.
We need more screaming faces. I mean,
Yeah.
everything is so vanilla. We want to have more emotion. Imagine
there's
having
the
like
Black
Anakin
Series
like
face.
screaming. With his big red eyes and everything. That's really fun. That's exciting. That will look really cool on the shelf. That's what we want to see. So I would love
preview
it.
that
I would love
got
to
to
have
see
more.
was the Mace and the Palpatine fight from 3, and they're doing that. It's going to be a great set. It's a New
That's
York
awesome.
Comic Con
You're a
exclusive.
Comic-Con exclusive.
They have Mace with the screaming head. They have Palpatine with 2 different heads, a great looking Palpatine. That's something I want. I do want.
Go for
It has everything that we
Palpatine.
were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of hope to be in there. And,
Yeah, I'm glad it looks like they're moving in that direction, and we're finally starting to see some trickles of that coming through on the lines, and hopefully that means a lot of fun and exciting things for the Black Series in the future. So hopefully we'll start seeing that soon.
Yeah, and Mr. Stevie, super cool dude. Got to talk to him a little bit as well at Comic Con, and he has a strong passion for this as well. And it would be cool to see it succeed. And if it doesn't, then there'll have to be a big reevaluation period of like where do they go from here, and kind of be like kind of going back to like the Rancor sort of thing, where it's like okay, now like where do we go from here? This kind of thing, because it could hit really hard when something like that doesn't succeed. You saw how Engine of Vengeance just like really
gave us the Rancor Keeper. You should have gave us both versions, an old and from the Book of Boba Fett. You should have gave us a Boba Fett, not cardboard pieces as a stretch goal.
I think that's what insulted a lot of people.
They're basically offering what you got from the Fantastic Four cereal box.
Yes. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, the box has scissors not included.
Trying to dupe us with that cardboard.
Scissors? No, come on.
Yeah.
We don't want that cardboard. We want toys.
Yeah. Would have
No,
been great.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I mean, I think we gave some really good ideas. So, I mean, if they want to, reach out to us and pick our brains,
please do.
Please do.
Yeah.
Like, we'll give you all of the best thoughts for these toys.
I mean, this is the think tank for toys right here.
Really
solving the industry's issues, all of them.
Yeah, we got it. We'll solve world issues, toy issues. Like, we're here, baby. And what you said, Ernie, too, it's like you got to include those things, especially if figures are going to get more expensive. You want to have actual value in your toys. If you're just sending out the same thing and they're more expensive on top of that, why would you want to still collect this thing?
Yeah, we had Jada come hit us hard with everything from Mega Man to the cereal boxes to Street Fighter, and you're getting extra head sculpts, accessories, hands, a figure stand, and that was at a $24.99 price point.
Yeah.
Mega Man was 1999. You know, such little fun figures. I wasn't going to go in on Mega Man, and now I'm all in just because it's a fun figure.
Right. Yeah.
Street Fighter, I can't. It blows my mind all that you get with your one figure. You know, usually later, like the Comic Con exclusive that we had to have, they're still thinking about right now. They give you extra head sculpts for your old figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so smart. I mean, Ed, I don't know about you, but you and your uncle, like I was out there hunting those accessory packs all the time. I would love if
Yeah.
we just got an accessory pack with the thing.
Yeah,
there was cool ones out there.
We talk about this a lot. It's like there's so many opportunities for accessory packs. And like you said, Jada did a fantastic job of actually including the things for previously released figures, you know? So it's like they're not forgetting about that. They're not leaving you empty-handed. You know, obviously they want you to be able to use those accessories and cool things you got from the exclusives with your other versions. You know, that's the whole kind of thing about the Street Fighters. And I just wish more companies would give us that. Which one we were talking about recently, Mikey? They just like, let's just do all accessory packs. I think it was Jada too. We thought it would be cool to do all like the beat up faces at the end.
Yeah, the game over faces. Yeah,
game over faces. Yeah. But if other companies did a lot of that kind of thing, just accessory packs with maybe different head sculpts, different hands, different weapons.
Star Wars used to do it. They would be
I used to. They used to do
accessory. It would be a poncho that they could wear, some extra sabers.
Yeah.
You know, they had that. The best one ever was when there was a battle damaged trooper with a broken speeder bike, and then it came with the Ewok setup. So if you had Ewoks, it came with the heads that they played.
Yeah.
Upside down and everything. Like, that was the best, dude. Like,
exactly.
I gotta get this.
You could see that doing really well for the G.I. Joe line. You can see it doing really good for Star Wars. I mean, it's accessories would do so much for you know, just diversifying people's collections and being able to customize more. So yeah, you see how well customized, you know, collections that are, you know, kind of built on customization, kind of like Mythic Legions and stuff like that. You know, people love the ability to be able to head swap and pop different things and accessories and weapons and all that. So I would love to see them do more of that throughout the other toy companies and not, you know, so minimal that we have seen in the past. Because like you said, they were doing it before, you know, especially in the 3/4-inch lines and stuff. So, you know, they did it with the Joe lines back in the day. They're doing it. They did it, you know, in the early 2000s. So why don't we continue that in the more of the 1/12 scale stuff now?
It's a missed opportunity right now.
For sure.
It really is. Yeah. We would eat it right up.
Feed us. We want to eat all your delicious toys. Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited to have you, Ernie, because I thought of a game that we could play. And we were talking about Star Wars toys, Star Wars in general, and I think I devised a perfectly delicious game for you to be a contestant for.
Okay.
So this game is called, and I'll bring up, I even made a little graphic, a little fun tease video.
Nice. I'm so special.
Oh, fact check.
I love it.
Play on fact check. I am going to show you a series of Boba Fett action figures.
Okay.
And you have to tell me what movie or media from Star Wars that figure is based off of.
Okay.
There are 10 questions.
Okay.
You have to answer them in order.
I'm so nervous right now.
You should be. You should drink some water if you
everybody's expecting per Ernie, per the Fett to just fail completely.
I mean, there's a lot writing on here. Your whole reputation on the line. So I'm going to make you big, too.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to bring you up to speed. We're going to show you some stuff, too. We'll bring it up on screen. And let's play Fact Check.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do have a lifeline. Ed can be there to help you if you need to. We have our friends at Cricket that call him if.
I know Star Wars, Picard, and
shut up, Ed. You can't talk.
What?
You can't talk right now.
What?
You can only speak when he chooses the lifeline.
I don't know if I'm going to use that lifeline now, but let's try.
Okay. All right. So let's start off with the first one, and then see how you do.
Okay.
First one. What is this Boba Fett figure based on?
Well, this is a Empire Boba Fett, and I can't tell if it's 3 3/4 or if it is Black Series.
All we need is the movie. We don't have to worry about the figure.
Movie-wise, figure-wise, then I'm going to go with Jedi, Return of the Jedi.
We would accept Return of the Jedi Empire, so that's correct.
Toy-wise gets tricky because
It's too tricky.
they label it different. Yes.
That's true. Okay, moving on to 2. That was an easy one, but I guess not. This is going to be kind of crazy. Wait, okay, here we go. Number 2 coming up right here.
This is from the series, The Book of Boba Fett. Yes.
What about that? Is that or Mandalorian? Next one.
That's little baby Boba Fett from episode 2.
The full name.
The full name? Attack of the Clones?
There we go. That's it. We
So
got a
2,
player. We
Attack
got
of
a
the
player.
Yeah. And careful with that helmet, Boba Fett may stink a little.
That's probably smells really bad in there.
Yeah, your dad said it was in there.
Here we go. Number 5. This might be a little tricky.
This is the very first appearance of Boba Fett in the holiday special cartoon that was shown of Boba Fett. That's what this is. It was a holiday special cartoon version of Boba Fett.
Judges, are we going to accept that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to accept it. I didn't have, it was a little bit tricky, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to let it slide because technically this is Droids Boba Fett.
Droids Boba Fett. Yeah, but this is also very first appearance. Yes.
All right, moving on.
This is a prototype Boba Fett that was actually seen in a parade for one time, and also on a towel and drawings. So he doesn't have a significant place, but this is Ralph McQuarrie's version of Boba Fett.
That is correct.
Oh man, we're getting into the big ones now.
Yeah.
We're getting to the big ones now. These are going to be a little bit harder, so we're going to play for big money now.
Come on, no weapons, no weapons.
Here comes your next one, Ernie. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. This is a comic version of. Is this the Jodo Cast one? And
What
came
comic?
in 3.
He named the company.
Dark Horse.
Is that your final answer? If you do have a lifeline, if you want to use it.
Hold on. I'm trying to think of that. It was it. Well, there was Marvel Star Wars as well.
Marvel
Comics.
Is that your final answer?
There was also Dark Horse. I'll switch it to Marvel. I'm probably gonna miss it though, but yes, comic version of Boba Fett.
Final answer.
Yeah, Marvel.
Marvel. Locking in.
Yeah.
It was Marvel. Good job. Good job.
I feel like lights keep hitting on and off of me.
Look, man, this is real stuff. Okay.
Okay.
We're playing for bigger money now.
All right.
How you feeling, Ernie? You okay?
No, I'm nervous as all get out right now. Yeah.
Here we go. Next one.
This is Boba Fett animated series Clone Wars Boba Fett. That is my final answer.
Final answer?
Yes.
Judges are letting us know. I'm getting word in my ear. That's correct.
Yes.
Clone Wars.
Yes.
Clone Wars.
Ernie
you.
killing it.
Thank you. Thank you.
This game is sponsored by Gold Bond. Gold Bond.
Yeah.
If you got some Rumble in the Jungle, use some Gold Bond.
To connect with friends.
Connect with friends. Gold
To
Bond.
connect with friends, yeah, because they're using it too.
All right, Ernie. These are your last 2 questions.
Oh my goodness!
You've been doing really well. So proud of you.
Okay.
Ed, any final words for Ernie before he goes in?
I don't think he needs any. I think he's got this. I mean, he's been nailing it. It's in the name. I feel he's going all the way.
All right. Lots of encouragement from Ed here. Here we go.
I'm having to dig deep in the brain here.
Where is
It's okay. To me, this isn't anywhere but a thing. Actually, a toy line that was called Galaxy Heroes of Boba Fett.
You do have a lifeline available. This is your second to last.
I have some valuable information on this one.
I may have to use a lifeline on this one because this I just know is the.
To me, Ernie,
I got a phone. I got a phone with a friend first. We got to do the We're connecting. You're gonna have 30 seconds when you hear the little beeps. When you hear the music come in.
You got it. You got it.
Have 30 seconds. Go.
All right, Ernie. I think you need to think about your love of Disney on this one. Think of the Disney Store. It came after a video game. You know, they did a lot of these little Disney sculptures, and then they made a line of toys after it.
Yeah, where you put it like on the hollow thing, and then
that was the toy one.
That's it.
Dang it! Thank you for your help, Ed. I can't remember what the toy line is called. I mean, the video game.
Video games.
Yeah,
a lot of different choices there.
There is because it was. Can't remember. It was like popular on the Wii. The Toy Box Boba Fett. Let's try the Toy Box Boba Fett.
Let's see what happens. Final answer. Toy Box. Are you sure? Final answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. But
you can also ask the host. I'll give you another lifeline. You want to ask the host?
No, well, I have a question about it as well. So
you can ask a question. This is unorthodox.
Okay, let's go with Toy Box. Go ahead. Wrong.
I'm sorry. It wasn't Toy Box. This is based off the animated show Galaxy of Adventures.
And there was a figure for this?
Yes, there was.
I'm actually missing one Boba Fett figure. Wow.
What was it called again, Mike?
The final one was.
See?
Wait,
this is the
toy
box. Oh, this is the toy box.
It looks so animated. I was like, this has to be the toy box.
Look, it's right here in my hand.
Yeah,
like,
I knew that. Question.
I knew that, but I was like,
great game.
Maybe he didn't know that. Wow, I'm missing one Boba Fett off that list.
Look at that.
That was great.
I stumped him.
You did.
Stumped the Fett.
Yeah. Wow.
I had to do it. How was that experience for you, Ernie?
Very nerve-wracking. I'm sorry, kids. I will not be bringing home that grand prize money.
But you will be taking home your very own figures not included.
Nice.
Oh.
Yes, thank you.
You're still a winner here. On figures not included.
Nobody goes home empty-handed.
Gift that keeps on giving.
And we are not empty-handed because we also got to talk about some toys we got on hand on New Fig Smell.
Love that new figure smell.
Ed and I, we both got these bad boys in.
Oh, I wish I had one to hold up, but my Walmart does not. I've been looking for them too. My
I don't even have a Walmart in my state.
That would have been great if I could have held that up, but unfortunately, no. Yeah.
What did you do, Mikey? Walmart.com?
Walmart.com.
You mean it didn't get canceled?
It didn't get canceled. I was surprised because it said it was delayed, and then it just showed up to my door. So
Everything else has gotten canceled for me. So wow, lucky.
You got to roll the dice. You never know.
Oh, I always roll it with Walmart, and they just want to destroy me. Because if it does come in, then my box would have been totally messed up.
The best things in life get canceled, like Walmart action figures, Kevin Spacey. It's a shame,
Yeah.
Poor Kevin.
You got to roll with the punches.
Speaking of exclusives for this week's chat about all that fun stuff, another one that Michael was able to get for me that I really wanted because I'm a huge fan of 90s X-Men, and this had one of my favorite versions of Rogue, and I've been wanting this figure forever. I've been trying to complete my Jim Lee X-Men poster, and the snap.
Oh, snap.
There's the...
There they blow.
The star of the show right there. Oh, very happy with this one. Thank you, Michael.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. You don't know. I mean, I had to run. I don't know if I told the story yet. Maybe I did. On Saturday, I got into the Hasbro line. I got all the stuff. And then I didn't realize that FedEx inside Comic-Con closed at 5 o'clock. And I was like, what the hell am I going to do? I have to leave tonight. I can't carry 2 giant Hasbro bags on the plane with me.
So you have to, Michael.
I mean, it's coming to that. So I found an Office Depot that was like a mile away, and it closed at 6. I just hustled it with my 2 big bags. I looked like I stole something from.
Stop that guy!
Stop that guy! He took my Star Wars toys. And so I got there 15 minutes before they closed. And I just got like all those side eyes when you walk into a retail store and they're already about to leave.
Yeah.
I apologize so much because I didn't want them to like throw the box in the trash or something. So I was like,
yeah, we'll mail this for you.
And then, an hour after.
Oh man, it was terrible. And so then I had to pack everything myself too. So I'm packing everything, making sure everything fits in the box, print out the labels, stick them on the box, get out of there right when they close. I hustled over because at 6:30 we're doing a live stream, and when I got there, I mean, that was like the moment, like I was running in literally when you saw me, Ernie. I was like, I'm here, guys. This is ready to stream. I can't wait for the indie panel. So, yeah.
At least you didn't have to fight off a couple old people in the Target aisle at the Hot Wheels section.
Yes.
They didn't crush your boxes, Michael. So.
It's true. That would have been the final boss.
It definitely is. I've still never recovered from this day. Yeah, I'm always looking for that.
I mean, that would be perfect. Someone should do like a toy collecting video game where you got to like drive around stores and beat like other collectors to the aisles, and then have like the old man come and crush your toy as like one of the main bad guys.
Yeah,
that'd be so perfect.
Yeah,
do it, Michael.
Showing off Beetlejuice here.
The
Figgy Arts one. I like it.
Nice, Michael. Good find.
I like it.
He likes it.
So, yeah, definitely seal of approval there. Did you get anything new on you, Ernie?
No, unfortunately, I haven't got anything in a couple weeks. I mean, I got the Snake Eyes in with the polar bear.
Hey, there you go.
I haven't been able to open it yet. As you can see, I need to clean out the toy room. So I'm literally working on that this week now. I just got too much going on in here.
Yeah, you gotta go in there. This is my wife's nightmare if she saw that. Like I have this display here, and that's already too much.
She already stares at it, just like, oh, so it's gonna stay there more than a month. Oh, okay, yeah.
When are you throwing this out, Michael? You got this like a bunch of junk in the corner. Was that like your throwaway pile?
Exactly.
I thought this was donations. I'm so sorry. When you get home one day.
Yeah, like, oh wow. I guess we're separated now.
Let me show off one more cool thing before we move on to the last one here. So a person in our toy community, his name's Alan. He goes by Tyrex? No, I think I wrote it down somewhere.
You got to write these things down. You're losing your memory.
Tyraxis, that's what it
There
is.
you go.
He goes by Tyraxis. His name's Alan. He started his own company, which was pretty awesome. He had a whole debut a couple weeks ago. It's called Otherworld Arsenal. And what he's doing is he's combining his like kind of tech knowledge and trying to do some kind of really cool display pieces. And so he had this whole little thing. He's got his whole website on. But the first thing he came out with was this thing. It's called the Command Console Command Center, and it's really really cool. He's got some really neat electronics built into this thing. So this thing is an actual kind of like live display piece for like 1/6 scale. So I'm gonna plug it in here, and you guys are gonna see how cool this thing is once it powers up. There he is. Boom.
That's so cool.
How
Wow.
cool that is, right? And
Next
so
level.
what it does is it just gives you these really amazing animated console screens, and you can just kind of set them up with your figures, and it's like the coolest thing. So it's like, you got like Moon Knight coming over here. It's like, oh man, I gotta check out what's going on with my back
Yeah.
computer. Boo, boo, boo. But what's really cool is that they're all kind of animated, so it's really good for like photography and stuff. And if you touch the display here for a little bit and wait for the animation to end. Let's see if I can get it to do it. Boom, you can switch it to the next one.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
This is more of like a military style one, And so here he is doing you see a little tank in there.
Great for the shows. Great for like Cobra Command, like
Yeah,
all that
you
stuff.
got- if you got some sort of like military guy sitting around here, he's like, oh, where are the bad guys at? Yeah, haha, and he kind of checks it out. He takes some really cool animated pictures and stuff. And so he's got like 5 different ones on here that you can kind of go through. I'll show you one more. This is like the superhero one. It's like unknown villain detected,
It's so
and
cool,
all
man.
super cool. I think there's another one that's really cool on here. Let's see if I can show.
Yeah, scroll through.
Yeah, the medical one. This is the other one I want to show you. There's like the medical one, which I thought was really cool. So it's like, oh no, his vitals are crashing. He's got no brain waves.
No brain waves.
Showing Michael right now. No brain waves. No sign of life. How is he still moving?
He's a potato. We don't know what to do with him. Potato brain.
So such a cool piece, such a cool idea. He sells these on his website. He manufactures them himself. He kind of builds them all in his home right now. He's just kind of getting going. He's got I got his website up. Like I said, it's Otherworld Arsenal. You can check it out. And he's got this one up there. I think it goes for like 175. I think he's selling it for right now. And this is like his very first venture. He's got a lot of more. He's been telling me he's got a lot more ideas. I told him one of the things that first popped into my mind, and I kind of said it a little earlier, was like, imagine a few more screens and a really big one in the middle, and you get like a back computer with like the chair, and you can put your Batman in, and all the screens light up, and you see all these little animations of like the Joker and all these different like bat related things. I mean, that would be like the most amazing little display diorama. So he says he's got tons of really cool ideas. A lot of them that people have been sharing them. He's already kind of thought things through. So very cool. I'm very excited to see what else he comes out with, but I just thought it was super, super cool. I wanted to get one. I wanted to support him, and I wanted to check it out. So you can follow him and check out his site. He's also, I think, on Facebook, Instagram, and you can get some other cool shots of the stuff he's got there. And hopefully, we'll be seeing some new products soon. But he wanted to launch with this first one, which I think is really, really fun. And I'm excited to see how he continues this very cool line. It's a cool idea.
Sure.
I mean, it's so cool to have kind of like life brought into your dioramas. So the little animations just go a long way. And this thing is cool. I mean, he says he's had his like prototype running for like almost a year, or maybe over a year already. And the screen is just perfect. There's no issues with it. It's very solid. Technology is very solid. So it should last a good long while.
It's awesome, man.
So, yeah, very cool. Wanted to share that.
Super, super cool. I would love something like that. I love like things like that are just like so interactive that you can really fill out a scene. That's super badass. And the whole idea like a Batman back computer is like,
yeah, that was my big one that popped into my head. I was like, oh my gosh, how cool would it be? Because there's like this one drawing that I always go back to, and I think that's Sideshow or somebody made a statue of it. And it's like Batman just kind of slouched in his chair, kind of looking, and with all these screens kind of blaring, and it looks so cool. Man, that would be an amazing set, especially with these LEDs he's doing here, LCDs or whatever. Very, very good idea.
Yeah, some LCDs, some
LSDs.
LSTDs. Yeah, my favorite type of visuals. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we do love our new stuff, but we do like to go back in time and revisit some old things. In the segment we call the Yellow Wing. That old guy from Target probably very yellow at this point. So, yeah.
Yeah.
He's super yellowed. His soul has yellowed. That's why he's so
Smell- yeah,
pushing so many
smell
Hot
like-
Wheels toys.
Yeah.
Ernie, what do you got for us?
Of yellowing?
Yeah.
Where's it at? Definitely a figure of yellowing. Literally.
Oh,
Jetfire. Look at, there's your yellowing.
literal yellowing.
Maybe
literally yellowing.
arm. Yeah. Jetfire was always one of my favorites, especially the old Robotech one. And but to find one now, you got to find it without the yellowing and
That's
all the
hard.
pieces. Yeah.
Right.
So
How
all
long
the-
have you had that one for?
Oh no, this one I bought off of eBay real quick. Somebody posted up for $20 and I snagged it. So I was like, oh heck yes.
Good deal.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't. That's like one of those Grail pieces, to find an old Jetfire.
Awesome.
Company did do a third party of a smaller version
Mhm.
in the original box. Like
I remember at the
So,
shop we had a Jetfire. It was a third party, but it was massive. It was huge. I couldn't even put it in the case. I forgot what company did it, but it was super cool. But he was like
Yeah.
big. I wish I
Fans
could.
toys.
I gotta look it up. But they do some amazing ones. The
Fans
third party
toys.
Transformer stuff. There you go. I
Yeah.
think that's what it was. Yep. That
Yes.
sounds very familiar.
That was the major one. Yeah. And now they've done others, and so they've come out really cool. But to get the Robotech version is really hard.
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah. The Rebel Tech stuff is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was so neat that but kind of strange too that they would just pick whatever robot line they had to make
Yeah.
it into a Transformer. Like, oh, this looks cool. Oh, this
Yeah.
one's fun. Even if they
Mhm.
weren't really tied together and wherever they were
Hear the old
designed in.
stories of Transformers from Diaclone to even GoBots.
Yeah.
You know, there was like that, and then all of a sudden Jetfire. Oh, but we're going to use the Robotech one. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So the ones that are super expensive are the ones that actually say Macross on it, on the belly.
Oh yeah.
They'll still
Mm.
say it, even though it was a Hasbro Jetfire.
Yeah. They were just using the molds that still said it.
Yes. Yeah. So they have those, and I remember like back in the day of seeing all that Diaclone stuff, and it was very different. And they, like you said, they picked and choose.
Mhm.
This will be Transformers. This will be GoBots.
Mhm.
This will be like that. Unfortunately, you had too many GoBots. They had all the stupid GoBots with like no head, like the bug that transformed not into Bumblebee, but like just use the windshield as its head. You always show up on the playground with that. Like, oh.
What I got? Get out of here. No,
Yeah.
Get out of here.
The one memory I remember a lot about GoBots is that, and this is perfect because I remember my mom went on a trip. I think she went to see your mom, Michael, and my dad was taking care of us. But my dad was working and didn't have a lot of time, so he would buy us Wendy's a lot. And at this time,
Mhm.
Wendy's was doing GoBots in their Happy Meals or whatever Wendy's kids meals were called. And I remember driving my dad crazy because I wanted to collect all the GoBots, and I kept telling him, I must have. I was like 5, 6 years old. And I was like, Dad, I already have this one. Dad, can you take it back and give me another one? And he literally, I don't know why he did, but he did. He went back with the toy and he asked them if they could switch it out, and he brought it back. He did it like twice. So I was able to collect all the GoBots from the Wendy's line.
Nice.
I always thank my dad for that. I always thought it was like the sweetest thing for him to do because
Yeah.
it was a silly request, and he had so much on his plate, but he still, went back to
Made it
Wendy's
happen.
just to switch out my silly little toy. So
Oh,
I give him credit for that.
sweet memory.
That's cool. That's
Love
awesome.
that. I don't think my dad got. I think one year I thought my dad was gonna give me like some X-Men toys because the year before he did, and then he got me hockey equipment. He's like, "You're gonna play sports."
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
sir.
Here's a nice cigar.
Yeah.
It's time to be a man, kid.
Who needs
Maybe
stories?
maybe you didn't hear me. I said turtles. Yeah.
Turtles. Not,
I thought you meant whiskey, son.
That's my favorite whiskey brand. Johnny Walker's Turtles.
Oh, poor Michael.
Time for you to
Who is
put
your
those
daddy
down and rub
and
some
what
on
does
the
he
scope.
do?
Guys, this was so much fun. We did it, guys. Yeah.
Fun
Awesome.
time. I love talking toys.
Well
Thank you
done.
so much, Ernie, for being on here. Just
Yeah,
chatting with us
absolutely.
and having a great old time.
Thank you. I
Where
greatly
can,
appreciate
where can
it.
people follow you and join you on your journey? Tell them about like the stuff you do. You got some awesome.
Yeah, let them know.
On social media under the Fallen Fets. You can find me all right there, and then I got a whole Fett work of stuff going on from
You heard it, folks.
like the
Fallen
Disney
Fett
stuff.
work.
Yes, of how we do Disney. Always there. And then Wednesday nights with my show, The Fallen Fett Chronicles, found on YouTube. Followed up with some Star Wars talk and news with the Sarlacc Digest, and then Thursday nights with the Toy Migos. They're not dolls.
Oh yeah.
And maybe at some point the return of the Boba Squadron. We'll have to see what happens with that. Yeah.
Fantastic.
TBD.
Please check him out, folks. Go follow, subscribe, check out all his amazing content.
Yeah, and be sure to like, subscribe this channel as well. We appreciate all the comments, and we're on our way to episode 25. So we're gonna go live. It's gonna be on a Monday. So whatever that Monday is, which I think is the 25th. So we'll be live at 9 in the morning.
The 25th episode on the 25th. Wow.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I mean,
It's Kismet.
it's
25.
beautiful. Mwah. Magnifique. It's meant to happen. So we hope you join us for that. Again, thanks to Ernie for coming on, and like we loved having you and showing you all this fun stuff and playing games with you. But Ed, you gotta let them know.
You're not gonna let him take home all those toys you showed off, Michael?
Yeah.
Figures not included.
Oh, I forgot.
Wow.
That's right. Sorry.
Them's the breaks, buddy.
Yeah.
You didn't win the game, so you get no figures. That's how it works.
Thanks.
Well
That's how
done.
it goes.
But you get a mug.
Woo!
You get that at least.
Yes.
Ah.